over the last couple of years, my A1C has been going up slowly until about 2 years ago, where it went up quite quickly from 6.5 to 9.3. And my doctor said, okay, you officially have type 2 diabetes, and now you have to do something about it. He immediately made an appointment for me to see a diabetes consultant and an endocrinologist. And my heaviest weight, I was 253 pounds, or about 115 kilos. And it didn't happen overnight. It took a long time. It took about 15 years to get up to that weight from around 210 pounds that I was normally walking around at when I was active before arthritis started getting the best of me, and I started getting breathing problems, and I could no longer be active. So I saw the diabetes consultant, and on my first visit, we talked about strategies to help with the diabetes. Now, one of the things I kept getting told is, this is just genetics. You are going to have diabetes no matter what you do. There's nothing you can do to get away from it. And in my opinion, I think that that's partially true. And on the other side of the coin, I think that there's definitely something you can do, because if you're the type of person that's prone to developing belly fat as you gain weight, and I'm not talking surface belly fat, I'm talking about visceral fat, the fat that gets packed in around your liver, your intestines, and your kidneys, and it fills up basically your abdominal cavity. And as you get fatter and fatter and fatter, your stomach gets pushed out, but it's not on the surface. You get a little bit of subcutaneous fat, a little bit of adipose tissue, but this visceral fat, it's packed in there. And as that visceral fat increases, your insulin resistance starts going up. And as your tummy gets bigger and your insulin resistance goes up, next thing you know, you've got high glucose, and the only way you're going to get rid of it is by taking metformin, or if it gets really bad, insulin. The problem is your need for insulin is going to go up all the time. And unless you take care of the underlying condition, your body's going to become more resistant to insulin, and you're just going to find yourself taking more metformin and higher doses of insulin, and that's just going to cause more problems. Intestinal problems, problems with your kidneys, problems with your blood pressure, problems with peripheral neuropathy, all of these things that I watched my dad go through, and I don't want to go through them. So I told the diabetes educator, I already have a plan. I'm going on the carnivore diet. I've maintained about, I would say, 98% carnivore since I've been on this diet. The 2% that's not is, I like having tea every night. And I like having my Tim Hortons coffee once in a while. But I can't live without my tea every night. In each cup of tea, I put about 1/8 of a teaspoon of sugar. Now, that 1/8 of a teaspoon, you wouldn't believe it. Once you're off of carbs for a long time, that 1/8 of a teaspoon of sugar feels like an entire teaspoon of sugar. And it's not enough to affect my blood glucose. Anyway, I tell the diabetes educator I'm going on the carnivore diet. Since June, where my weight was about 246, today I'm 215 pounds. My A1C is 6.1, down from a high of 9.3, which over 3 months is amazing in my opinion. So I'm going to go in and see the diabetes consultant today, armed with my blood work, and I have an app that I use that comes with my glucose monitor. It's not a continuous glucose monitor, it's the finger prick type, and I try to check it about 3 times a day. I can log everything, my medications, blood pressure, everything in this one app. And my blood pressure has gone from 150 over 110. Now I'm about 115 over 65 on average, let's say. And my blood glucose average right now is 5.9 over 30 days. And it's only been going down since I started going on carnivore. One of the other amazing side effects of going on carnivore is I no longer have sleep apnea. I had sleep apnea so bad that my body would stop breathing between 90 and 100 times an hour, and I was getting terrible sleep. Now I get amazing sleep at night. Even though I don't sleep a lot, my entire life I've been like 2 to 3 hours a night. That's my average amount of sleep that I get, 2 to 3 hours a night. But it was never restful. I was always tired. Now, if I sleep 2 to 3 hours, I can easily go an entire day and not feel tired, and that's amazing. So we're going to go in, talk to the diabetes consultant, and see what they have to say.
2 hours later.
Okay, so we saw the diabetes consultant, and we reviewed my blood work. We reviewed my glucose levels, my blood pressure, my weight, and she basically said that if you want to book another appointment, that's fine, but I don't see what we can do to help you any longer. But if you need to call us for any information, or you need support or anything with your diabetes, or pretty much lack thereof now, she would be there to help me. The thing I'm facing right now is that my A1C is 6.1, and once it goes below 6, that's not considered diabetic anymore. At 6.1, it's only considered pre-diabetes, and I have a funny feeling that when I do my blood work in December, it's going to be below 6, and that's great. My next appointment is going to be with my doctor. We're going to talk about what my blood work looks like and the results of my latest MRI to have a look at my arthritis.